All right, a couple of news within the week. We'll cover kind of a step-by-step. One of the main ones being Ben McLemore agrees to sign a deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Houston Rockets bought him out around a week ago, and the Lakers were among one of the many teams for Ben McLemore. This is a good piece if you're the LA Lakers, who can use another quote-unquote sharpshooter out there to play with the LeBron James system with the team. So, good signing for LA. I actually thought a really good signing for Ben McLemore to go would be actually the Brooklyn Nets. They could use another wing sharpshooter out there, but it's good for the LA Lakers, stacking in with the last roster spot, so they're good as it is. In other news, Gordon Hayward will miss at least 4 weeks with the right foot sprain. This is unlikely. This is not good if you're the Charlotte Hornets. First, you had LaMelo Ball around 2 weeks ago. Now Gordon Hayward is going to miss around a month or so. Hopefully he can get right back before the NBA playoffs. Hopefully if the Charlotte Hornets are still in that mix. They do have a good cushion before falling off, but who knows? They're most likely going to play in the play-in tournament with Gordon Hayward out. Other news, Jrue Holiday and the Milwaukee Bucks have agreed on a 4-year max extension worth up to $160 million. So as of right now, if you're looking at this extension, Jrue Holiday will be worth around $30 to $40 million per season. It's crazy. This is an absolute terrible extension signing for the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, Jrue Holiday is what? He's around 29, 30, maybe even 31 as of right now in his career. To pay him around $35 to $40 million a year is absurd. To pay him off till he's around 34, 35. No, you're not going to have any cap flexibility with Giannis to rebuild that team for a championship contender. Jrue Holiday is not that guy. And if you're the Bucks and Giannis, this is why I said before, I fully expect Giannis to probably win around one championship if he's going to stay in Milwaukee his whole career. And this kind of nullifies it as of right here. So I don't like the signing for a max extension for this amount, man. That's crazy, man. But that's the NBA, so whatever. The LA Clippers have finalized on signing DeMarcus Cousins on a 10-day contract, so that's within that. DeMarcus Cousins and Rondo have actually played on 4 teams together with the Pelicans, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Kings. So it's kind of a funny status right there. But no, this is a great signing for the LA Clippers. They needed another veteran big who can get some minutes if Serge Ibaka, if Morris, if Zubac gets hurt or anything along those lines. Good signing for DeMarcus Cousins. Very underrated. A lot of people say he's washed up, and that's just absurd. Great signing for the Clippers, man. Minnesota Timberwolves guard Malik Beasley will miss around 4 to 6 weeks with a grade 3 left hamstring injury. Malik Beasley has had some controversial sayings within the beginning of the season with Scottie Pippen's wife, allegedly. And he's been kind of hurt from time to time. I mean, you did have D'Angelo Russell hurt at the beginning of the season, but D'Lo's back. He had 25 points in his the Timberwolves win off the bench against the Sacramento Kings. So, I mean, that's good for the Wolves on that side, but then you lose Malik Beasley. So, the Wolves have been injury prone this whole season with all those 3 players, including Karl-Anthony Towns. So, bought in the Western Conference for a reason. It is what it is. Another one right here. ESPN will part ways with Paul Pierce effective immediately, according to his Instagram story post when he's with, you guys know what happened within there. Hey, they took that down real quick. All right, let's see here. The NBA's best records over the last 2 months. This is actually really cool stats right here. The Suns are 23-5. The Nets are 21-6. The Jazz are 20-7, and the Dallas Mavericks 19-7. Huge turnaround for the Dallas Mavericks, who are trying to push around that 5th seed and so on and so forth. But most impressive is the Phoenix Suns 23-5 record, man, sitting at the 2nd in the Western Conference. That's big time. And you got to keep your eye on Chris Paul, man, because huge impact player for any franchise. With the Brooklyn Nets, James Harden will be reevaluated in 10 days with the right hamstring strain. So this is going to hurt his MVP chances, as Joel Embiid actually came back and won against the Boston Celtics with another dominant performance. So James Harden is out for 10 days, and we do have Kevin Durant actually coming back. So James Harden out, KD back in the lineup. Harden underwent an MRI today that revealed a right hamstring strain, and in 10 days, reevaluated. Other mini news. So TJ Leaf, a free agent, is actually signing a 2-way deal with the Portland Trail Blazers. So Blazers have had some injuries with their bigs. You get Zach Collins, so on and so forth, and Nurkic. So TJ Leaf would be a pretty good signing. I mean, he could fit the Portland rotation, but it is what it is. The Oklahoma City Thunder are going to waive Justin Jackson. He's a nice young cat out there that any team could use, or especially the G League could use. Besides that, that's pretty much all the news as of right now. So cover more into that. Let me know what you think.